people, we are back. A2TP podcast, episode 158. It's your boy, International Walk.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-hostess with the most.
And we back for another episode of us. We are amidst a winter storm, y'all. We are amidst a winter storm. So we are bunkered down just like y'all should be. But we back with another episode. What was, lost my train of thought.
Where can they find us?
Oh, that's what I was thinking about. Where you guys can find us is on Facebook, A2TPodcast.com, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Player FM, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts. We're on all platforms. We're not on Spotify, but that's cool.
Yes,
we are?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're on all platforms.
Yeah.
So you can catch us out there, doing our thing. All you gotta do is look for us. No fucking excuse. How are you? Let's get right to it.
I'm doing great. I'm doing well. Mentally, I want to say I'm a 9.
Okay.
Not for any particular reason of not being a 10, but, I feel good.
See some hesitant apprehension there. Like you didn't think you were a 9? Or you thought you were a 10 and you were saying you were a 9?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I feel good. Another year older. Your girl turned another year older. Extremely blessed. Grateful. So, I feel good. Financially a 9. All good. No issues. Thank God. Looking at, we've been talking about looking at our finances. It's funny because I said to myself, you know what? I'm a Instacart supporter. Don't like going to the supermarket. It's a resource that I like to utilize, but I say, you know what? I'm going to see, cut back a little bit, maybe do grocery shopping myself. Not this week. It's snowing and, times like this are perfect to have those resources, lined up for you. So,
that's kind of your thing. I kind of let you ride with that. And if my baby, she's bougie, and if she want to use Instacart, I don't have no qualms about that. If she want to go to the market, I'll definitely get in my car and take her. So it'd be up to you.
And it's weird because now I feel like if I do transition back to going to the market, you might not be here to take me. I don't want to be amidst the Saturday, Sunday grocery shopping crowd. I think we just kind of got used to that because that's what's to be expected. Oh, you go grocery shopping Saturday, Sunday, the market is going to be crowded. It's been since 2019. It's been since 2021 since we started using Instacart, and we initially did it because I had surgery and it was useful and continue with it. So here we are 3 years later. I ain't really.
I'm a believer in you spend your money on things that make your life comfortable. So if that makes life comfortable, so when we talk about cutting back on stuff, it could be I think, and this is how I think in my mind. I think about the bigger things, things I may indulge in. Let me cut back on weed or something like that. Because the little things that make your life better, you don't want to, because that's going to make you upset about you cutting back. The fact that you got to get in your car, drive in the cold, those kind of little things make life so much more easier for you.
Right. From
what I see from the outside in. Those little things that you try to cut back, I would leave them alone and maybe try to look to cut out a bigger thing that maybe has to do with you. And I'm not saying that to be smart. I'm just saying it's a bigger thing. You could cut that out. Say you wasn't going for your massages or something like that. Then you could cut that out. But the little things like Instacart, I think that makes your life a lot easier you just mentally.
It does. I mean, when I kind of compare...
No matter what day you're going, if you're going Tuesday or a Sunday, you still, mentally it fucks you up. And I don't think that it's a good thing.
But I think it's because it's been so long. And with this new no bag thing, because at the time that I was going to the market, it was bags. So I can't even remember to take a bag with me. So again, it was something that I was looking at, thinking about potentially. Instacart is only $10 a month for your subscription. But then the difference in the shopping, I've been kind of comparing. It ranges about $30. So you figure $30 a week, $120 a month. So let's just say $150 a month, depending on how much you shop, that you would be saving.
I mean, it's like this. You go to the store, you pay somebody $55 or $60, whatever it costs to do your nails, and then you tip them. So you pay somebody to do your grocery shopping.
Yeah, I feel like $30 for somebody to do your grocery shopping is not a lot.
Big deal. Just like the washing fold. If we was the kind of people who use laundromats,
right,
that's a good service. Even so, it's like if I don't feel like washing,
the people who do your laundry.
Yeah, it's like not necessarily like a cheap one, but you go to one that's like a wash and fold, dry, all that kind of shit. It's worth it because it's making your life. As you get older, you can't get time back.
Yeah.
That's what's more important than money. It's like, yeah, you want to save and you want to have money and you're going to do that as long as you're making money. But time you can't get back. And if you like start doing that again, that'll make you mentally matter because you'll feel like, okay, now like the cutback is real and I don't like it because it's bothering, like it's interrupting life now.
Yeah.
Like leave those little things that make your life mentally easier alone.
Yeah, so again,
my thought.
It wasn't going to end this week, not in a snowstorm. So, but financially a 9. Work is good. I'm going to say work is a 9 only because of people. Like managing people, it's a skill you have to have, and it's a balance you have to have. Because some people, and it doesn't matter, age, race, nationality, gender, you just gotta be in a position to deal with people. And sometimes you gotta deal with people more than you want to. So it's a 9. And then physically, I'm gonna say I'm a 9 too, only because I'm a little tired. But I feel good. Like my body feel good. I skipped out on the gym a couple days this week. I was in birthday mode, but I did go today after not going for 2 days, and I felt good. I was kind of like, oh, why did I do this? I'm going to be like,
you can get that. You can get your shit off. It's your birthday.
But I didn't want it to like take it. I didn't want to do the whole week. 2 days was like enough.
You're violating it.
Yeah, 2 because
you're doing a disservice to yourself.
Yes, because then just imagine like how I would feel the next week. Like I couldn't. I think why I say this, I would like to maybe do something over the weekend, something light like a video, like a YouTube yoga or something like that, just to kind of stretch. Nothing strenuous, but physically I feel good. I'm a 9. So yeah. How are you?
I'm good mentally. I feel like a 9. Finances, I feel like a 10. I feel like we're on the right path. Big bills got paid. Work, I feel like it's a 9. It's I can't wait to get this like project, and it's like it's dragging so much that when it do go, the motivation and morale is going to be like what do you mean?
The excitement is gone.
Yeah, it's like So I'm trying to not let the downtime bother me. So when that time does come, I still am motivated to record the job, do the job, and turn it out nice. Because these people that I'm working for are really nice people.
So let me ask though, with all of their delays, do they still have the same deadline, or is that pushing back?
All that fluctuates, but then time moves forward, moves back, moves forward, moves back.
Okay.
So it can go from April 9th to April 18th to back to April 9th to April the 21st, and then back to April 9th, because a week or 2 matters.
Okay. I was just thinking like that's unfair to your company to hold the same deadline when they have all these delays, but okay.
It's really not, because my company is a company that will respond that way. They will, to get work, they will say, yeah, we'll do it. And then they'll just try to, talk
oblige,
to me, overload the job and do shit like that. Make it hard for the superintendent. Like, coordination will be a nightmare, because it'll be like people on top of people that shouldn't be there. This trade shouldn't be with this trade, like, and that kind of shit. That's when you come home like.
Do you work well under pressure?
Extremely. That's how I was taught. My man, shout out to my man John Giannetti. But yeah, when I was coming up, that's how I was taught how to make money. Be done, don't have to come back.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't like to,
but you do.
I can. Yeah, I can.
You know how some people, not that you're procrastinating at all. You're not a procrastinator. But some people, myself a little bit, they procrastinate, but then it's like at the last minute, they knock it out.
With me, running a job is what do I want to call it? It's not a tutorial. What's it called? Like a playbook. So I follow the same playbook no matter what the pressure is. So if it's now all of a sudden a fire drill, go, 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 I still do my playbook because so I don't get flustered. Yeah, flustered and rattled and all that kind of shit. So I don't jump around. I still do my thing. So even if I work at my own pace, it's still going to get done. Okay. Yeah, my guys will kick in. Physically, I feel like a 10. I feel really good in my body. No pain nowhere. I mean, my legs a little wobbly when I sit down too long, but that's because I was doing some leg shit today. So yeah, I feel like a 10 on my body. Nothing hurts, nothing is dragging, nothing feels bad. And I worked out a little bit more in the gym today. So yeah, I feel good.
Just to let everybody know, for February, we are fasting from sugar and carbs. So if you want to join us, and not just for February, like we're moving towards adding to our fitness journey by making some nutritional changes. Yep. So we're going to start in February. And we are going to fast completely. Does that mean
we're serious about it too? So if you don't, if you jump in and you're not serious, we're gonna fat shame you.
No, say psych.
What? Just a little bit.
No, no, because it may not just be fat people.
Messing with people.
I know,
Jesus.
But you get flagged. But and not to say, okay, after February we're never gonna have like something sweet again, or we're never gonna eat carbs again, but we're going to really reduce those things from our diet. February, complete fast, and then we'll see, how we move along from there. So I'm looking forward to it. Let us know if you want to join us. We got to start when we in the gym, and I was guilty of this at first, like wanting to do a lot of recording and stuff, and he'd be like, focus, focus, focus. And now I'm at the point where I feel like that. Like, I don't be feeling like taking my camera out, but I think it would be cool to kind of, record our fitness journey.
Not really during the week, because it's a mindset for me. Like it's because it's a struggle. It's not like something like you talk about, like that you really feel like doing every day, but I know I just want to show up for me, and I don't want no stone to be unturned to be like, I wish I could have did more.
You such a pop. No stone to be unturned.
I just don't want it to be like, I wish I could have did more, or, I shirked myself. Like, I don't, if anybody going to show up for me, it's going to be me. So that's how the mindset I have about it. But on the weekends, it wouldn't hurt to that's where the playtime be. You go in, like you said, do some stretching, do something like real minimal, then record then. But
no, I'm talking about record when we really be getting it in. Oh, that's what I was talking about.
I'll be sweating hard and focused on the getting it in.
Yeah.
But when I'm doing my reps and you get to 18, 19, that shit hurt. So I'll be wanting to get through it and not be worried about the camera. That's all.
I think I always, even if I don't feel like doing it, I give my best. Like, I just feel like I don't want to get hurt, like with the kettlebell or anything heavy, but I just feel like I do the best that I can. I may not be successful in every lift or every pull or every push, but I'm giving everything that I got physically, and with the result is this the result. It might be a little slower or a little, I didn't pull it down far enough, I didn't lift it up high enough, but I give everything that I got. So
you don't think on the last 2 reps where you say you don't pull it down far enough, you don't think if you just stopped and said I'm digging deep for gas, let me get these 2 down, you don't think you do it? You think I'm just okay with this is the best I got?
But even in those 2, if they're a little weaker, that's the best that I got at that moment.
Right.
Stopping, I feel like breaks it up, and I don't know, I feel like it when I'm in that momentum, like if I'm doing 20 reps, if I have to break, I'm going to break because I don't want to hurt myself. And sometimes I just that's the thing. I don't stop unless I feel like I absolutely have to stop.
Like I never can't push it no more.
Yeah, I don't think to myself.
Or pull it or whatever we're doing.
Yeah, I don't think to myself, all right, I'm going to stop, regain my, vigor, and then knock out. So when I stop, it's like, I can't do another one. Like, it hurt too bad, or I just don't have the strength and I have to stop. So
I think that's what I'm talking. And I don't want to blur the lines to sound like you're not trying, because let me be clear, she's trying her ass off. But when you feel like, okay, this is the best that I got, these last 2 reps is hard, Like you really don't think you have anything more in the tank, or you
Sometimes,
think like
I pull it from somewhere, and then like when I'm doing push-ups, and you be like that last one, like to me, it's like my arms is noodles. Like I went down as far as I can. If I would have went down further, my chin would have hit the floor. Like I'm doing, yeah, I'm doing. So there are sometimes in my mind when I'm like 5, 4, 3, and I'm just like, just do it, and it comes out to be good. Sometimes it ain't. But I
think
feel like
what I'm getting at is I never see you like so. Like I see your anger because we just are married and we live together, and so I see you get mad at stuff. Not necessarily me, but at things, at people, at life. But I don't never see your anger in the gym. Like, and that's what I think I'm getting at. Like, where do you dig down and be like, come on, Tosh, like you can do this.
You the one that tell me I make noises and stuff.
No, I'm talking about not like loud demonstrative anger, like a lunk. But I'm talking about like, I don't know if I'm explaining it right.
It's in my head.
Yeah, because you don't show it that much. You just show like, all right, this is kicking my ass. I'm whipped. I'm doing the best that I can, and you get through the exercise. But it'd be like, damn, where's that I know is in her, but she don't use that to get through. I guess in this setting,
but I do.
But you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I do. In my head, I may be talk. Sometimes if I'm like, I'm just thinking about like the machine where we pull down or something. If we're doing 20, I might be at like 14, like, oh, and I'd be like, you better not stop. You better not. But I'm in my head talking to myself. Okay. I might feel like, oh my God, it hurts so bad. And it's like, you can keep going. I'll tell myself, keep going. Like your arm is not going to break. Keep going. So I talk myself through it.
You do a great job. You do. I just was wondering, like, where does that, the feistiness come? But if it's in your head, it's in your head.
Yeah, I talk myself through it.
Wows and woes.
Well, my wow, I'll say I don't have, okay, my woe, I'll start there. My birthday, had an amazing week. I'll get to that. I miss my other sister being here. She lives down south. And even when I mentioned it to her, she was like, please don't get me started. I already thought about this. Just last year we were not in a good space. There were some issues going on in our family, and my birthday turned out to be even more, with my husband having his health emergency and stuff. So that just took away the focus of my family issues. It's like, okay, my family is in crisis. So, celebrating with other people wasn't really on the table last year. But this year, us being in a better space, I miss my sister. Like, damn, like, I wish she was here, I knew she would be with us doing whatever. So that was just my woe. But my wow is that's my birthday week. I turned 43 this week. And I feel amazing. I really, really feel good. I went out with what I call my family, my blood sister, my best friend Toya, who's my sister as well, and some other friends who are like family to me as well. And so somebody asked like, how do I feel? And I was like, I feel good. I don't feel old at all. And it's weird because I don't know what I expected 43 to be. I don't feel old. I think about...
Let's not get into that, though, because we're going to have to do the recap. So just get through the, that's your woe?
No, my wow. My woe is my sister not being here.
That's your woe.
My wow is just my birthday. So I feel great, and that's it.
My wow is I don't have one. My woe is that I don't have any. My wow is that it was my wife's birthday. And it was... good to see, her age another year. Like, life ain't guaranteed to nobody. And I'm super proud of being with her since she was 19 till she's 43. And it's good. I'm just happy that she's alive and she's healthy and she had another birthday. Like, it's making me emotional now, but I'm not going to get emotional. But that's my wow. That's my woe. But to start off the show, her birthday recap, talk about what happened so far. I mean, we're kind of still in the mix of it, and we were going out tomorrow with some friends, but how, like you said, how you feel?
Yeah, we gotta work on the segues because you could have just let that flow. But
no, we gotta start the show. We was 10 wows and woes.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel great. I don't know what I expected, and not just 43 per se, but like this stage of my life to feel like. But I think I feel better than I imagined like the 40s would feel like. I guess I don't really know, but I feel good. I don't think I ever really gave much thought to what it would feel like. I guess more so I thought about other people being this age at, a certain point. Like I think about my grandmom, and when when I was born, I think she was around like 40 or so. I just think about like she was always my grandmom, so she always seemed, so much older than, your grandparents seem so much older than you, but then when you reach that age, it's like, damn, I knew her when she was this age. That just seems weird, to think like...
Because they looked a lot older than what they were back then.
Yeah, like, you ever see like the memes that show like Alice from the Brady Bunch when she was 40 and what a 40-year-old looks like today.
It's weird because I was looking at a video that was talking about the Gen Z people age differently. It was a black guy, had a beard and, a woolly kind of haircut, and people thought he was 52 years old.
Oh, wow.
You know how old he was? 26. And he had a couple kids and a wife, but he was like, I'm 26 years old, and my son's father thought I was in my 50s.
Well, that's
bad. Like, I'm 26 years old.
That's bad, because usually it's...
And he had no gray hair. He just had a woolly black beard and a woolly top. Like, you needed a lineup and shit, but 52?
But that's what I'm saying. That's bad. So is the study saying that Gen Z is aging worse than we aged?
Gen Z is aging like our parents.
Wow. Because, like, for us, I feel like you can see...
Because when we was young, we saw a 45 or 50-year-old man, and we thought, you're fucking ancient. You're done.
Yeah, but for us, it's like you can see a 52-year-old woman or man, and they are gorgeous. And you might think that, the woman is 45, and you might think the man is like, 47 or so. So that's sad. Like, and I wonder if that is a matter of... nature, like not nature, nurture, and circumstances and what's going on in the world. Is it stress that's adding to their aging or what? I don't know.
It could be that generation is more involved than that our parents were. So it could be stress. It could be a number. It could be food. It could be diet. I mean, I don't know how people look at me. Like, some people could look at me and think you look older than 46, or you look your age. So I don't necessarily think I look younger than I do. You know what I mean? Like, I can't tell people if they said, how old are you? I said, I'm 35. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here. So again, I'm not saying that's a flip side to you look 50 or 46, right, but I damn sure don't look 35.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
If you was to say, how old is you, Tosh? Oh, I'm 32. They'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Because they'll be like, you got crazy.
They would think, damn, like, she look old for 32. But if they said, okay, I look 38, and I said I'm 43, they'd be like, wow, she... Right. So, yeah, there's a window.
Like, they wouldn't be telling you look 50, but you don't look 32.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a window. But, yeah, I feel great. It's funny because the one thing that made me not so much feel old, but realize, like, sheesh, my youngest sister, who is almost 31, she has a few gray hairs. So that was like, oh, yeah, we are, if the youngest got gray hairs, like, we are getting up there. But I had dinner with my husband. Well, I started the week off actually a few days the prior weekend, and I had some me time. I enjoyed an amazing yoga and candle making session all by myself. Well, I mean, other than the attendees and the instructor, whatever that was there. I didn't invite any friends or anything because I just really wanted that time to kind of recharge, and it was a good time. Sunday, my niecey Pooh, my great niece, Armani, she turned 5 this week, and she had an amazing birthday party. Monday, I went to the spa with my sister. That was amazing. Then spent some time with my husband on Tuesday. Just us together, appreciating life, just overflowing with gratitude, just being together. And I think I'm happy that he was able to take time off, because that was just what we needed. My actual birthday was on the 17th, and had a beautiful dinner with my husband. And I was off work Tuesday and Wednesday, so we had like a short week. We were off. So we had
breakfast. Then we go to breakfast.
Yeah, we went to breakfast, then I went to get my hair done, and then we went to dinner. Mm-hmm. But having a short week, I was like all kind of thrown off, like, sheesh, like, I should have just took the rest of the week because I ain't ready to go back to work on a Thursday. But, you know, it was what it was.
PTO, boy. Motherfucker get a little PTO, boy.
Well, usually,
see how motherfucker act, we get a little PTO.
Our plan, you know, is usually we take vacation for my birthday, take vacation for his birthday. But since we weren't going away, I was, you know, telling myself, don't be greedy with the PTO. No sense in taking a whole week. But a couple days, you know, like another meme that says, like, I'm not that grown yet to work on my birthday. Like, I just do not want to work on my birthday. That's my personal holiday. If we can get off of Martin Luther King birthday, and we can get off of the president's birthdays.
Have you never worked on your birthday? Like, as long as you've been working? You work for the Crumleys, you work on your birthday?
I was a kid. I don't really remember. Yeah.
When you had bank jobs and Metro One and all that shit, you worked on your birthday?
No, I think I always took off on my birthday. I think I've always taken off on my birthday. Like, well, okay, I'm sorry. Pause. Let me say this. Rewind. This week was also my 6th year anniversary at my current job, my current company. 6 years ago, I worked on my birthday because I had a new job. So other than that, then yes, I always, you know, take off on my birthday. But it was a beautiful week, just filled with gratitude, love, peace, like no drama, no chaos. And it felt like this is what like celebrating your life should be. If we learned anything over the last year, is that the next moment is not guaranteed, let alone the next birthday. So I've always been a person that feels like every birthday should be celebrated. To whatever magnitude you decide, if you just want to have a dinner, you just want to get, you know, a flower and some balloons, or, you know, some, just because of the fact. Now, if it's against your religious beliefs, fine. You know, I'm not telling nobody what they should do. But for me, I feel like you're not guaranteed the next birthday. Yes, we want to celebrate milestone birthdays, you know, the 5, 10s, 50s and stuff like that. But I'm celebrating 43. God willing, I get to celebrate 44 because that next milestone isn't guaranteed. So
right.
I'm just extremely grateful for just this new year.
How do you feel like you aging? Are you aging gracefully as far as mentally, physically, and I guess emotionally?
Mentally and emotionally, yes.
Spiritually,
yes, I feel like the work that I've done through therapy has helped me in such an amazing way. I think I thought about that earlier, of where I was, with the mental space I was in during this time last year. And this is prior to my birthday, but leading up to my birthday. We talked about the other day, us going away for my birthday last year. You know, the destination that we chose was because I was not in a great mental space, and I needed to get away to what I thought was going to be peace. But knowing the work that I've done throughout the year, I'm just proud of myself. I'm grateful for my husband, for his support and motivation. I'm extremely grateful for my therapist. Just so mentally, I feel like I'm in a great place. Spiritually, I pray more. I read the Bible. I study the Bible more than I ever have. I got some work to do, and I want to continue to get better in that space. Physically, everything happens for a reason. I don't feel like, or I don't know for sure if I would be in the physical condition that I am now, which, you know, I'm overweight. I got some pounds to lose, but I feel great. I'm working out. Had it not been for the negative situation that happened, I don't want to say negative, had it not been for the crisis situation that happened with you. So that was the motivating force behind, you know, had it not been for that, I don't know what I would be doing physically right now.
So as we get older, myself included, like, it gets to a point where, you know, you are who you are, and you are going to be what you are. So let's just say, like, if you never lost another pound the rest of your life, but you were healthy and was going to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, are you okay with that? But what you weigh now is what you weigh the rest of your life. When you're 67, this is who you are. Like, I'm never going to lose another pound. I'm probably not going to gain another pound, but I will be healthy in my activity.
You know, when you go to the doctor, they draw blood and they test everything. If everything is good and I'm healthy and I, go to nothing is wrong, then I would have to be grateful for that, and knowing that I'm going to stay, physically active. Would I want to lose more pounds for vanity's sake, like
right.
for clothes? Of course. But yeah, I would be grateful for that. I hope that's not the ending result. But yes, I would be grateful if I truly am healthy. And that's one thing I've experienced that all my life, like going to the doctors, prior to me attempting, because in 2019 I was doing amazing with getting on the fitness journey. COVID happened, but after 3 years, it's like, okay, you can't blame it on COVID anymore. It's now, you got to do something about it. But when I was younger, like going to the doctors, they would always be surprised. I never had issues with diabetes, high blood pressure, none of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I've been overweight, but I've always I like to be physically active. I like doing activities and stuff. And even I like food. I like good food. I love good food. But I'm not like a fat greedy person. Take that how you want to take it. I'm not sitting on the side of the bed eating fried chicken. Like, I'm not,
parked in a Wendy's parking lot, slamming down a number 2 before you come home.
Yeah, or and
then saying, I ain't eat, I'm hungry, let's cook dinner. Like,
or keeping cookies under the bed or something. Like, I'll get a pack of cookies and eat them in like 3 days or something. Like, okay, I got a half a pack of M&Ms that's been on my nightstand all week, like, that I just nibble on. So I've never had like those fat greedy habits where I'm going to end up on my 600-pound life. I could have done better nutritionally. But so to your point, I would be happy if truly all my insides was good.
And your physical appearance, the way you look, your gray hair, that kind of thing. Like, obviously, as you get, say, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's going to be more gray. Eyebrows can get gray. Like, you okay with that? Yeah, that's aging gracefully to you? Or would you be like, babe, I might dye my hair?
So I do want to dye
my eyebrows, because...
Nah, I want to dye my hair for I want to dye my hair like a mix of blondes or something, maybe probably in the spring or summer or whatever, just for the look, but not to cover my gray. Like, I have friends that do that, like, whether it's, I don't know, the frequency every month or however often they dye their hair to cover their grays. I don't care. Like, I like it when I see them. It's like, wow, I can't believe how many it is. But once I curl my hair, put it in a ponytail, it doesn't bother me. Like, I don't really care about it to that. Like, I don't want to dye my hair black to cover my grays. Like, that is something. So that's my point. Like, I may want to dye it a color just for the aesthetic, but not like, oh my God, we got to cover up these grays. Like, nah. My eyebrows, that, I don't know how I would look. So, I don't know. That might be like, whoo. Maybe
it's like that for a man too. So, like, as we get older, the physical appearance, the way we look, the gray hair, the body, like, just the breakdown of the body, or not being able to work out as hard, like, those things happen because you're aging. So
yeah, and
that's aging gracefully.
Yeah, and I listen to my body, and I realize, like, as you get older, your metabolism slows down.
Getting hot.
So
the perimenopause.
You
like, that's a part of it.
Your metabolism slows down. So all the working out that I've been doing, 10 years ago, I might have lost 15 pounds by now. It ain't coming off the way. It ain't coming off like that no more. Right. But I'm okay in just knowing, like, 1, I'm not in competition with anybody. 2, it ain't a race to lose the weight. It's just...
You're not trying to be a bodybuilder.
Well, not even be a bodybuilder. I'm not trying to be skinny. I'm just trying to be healthy. And it's not like a race or a deadline, because I could lose I can go as hard as I want. And again, life ain't guaranteed. So my thing is one day at a time to just show up for myself. I read something that somebody else posted, and it is the mindset that I'm trying to incorporate that says, I may not always be motivated, but I'm disciplined. So, and I think about that with you. Like, I know you don't want to go to the gym well, maybe I won't say that. When you're driving home from work, you may not feel like it. You're tired.
I want to go every day. I don't feel like it
every day. But, and that's the thing. You're disciplined. You don't feel like going every day, but you go because of the discipline that you have in going. So that's the mindset that I want to have. So as far as aging gracefully, stuff hurts here and there, but I don't want to sound like a broken record, but being physically active really matters, because I realize with myself, my knees don't just randomly be hurting as much. My hip don't randomly be hurting as much because I'm being more active. When you sit in and have a sedentary job and you're not moving around a lot, and then you have a day where you go to the mall, your knees are going to hurt for the next 2 days because you don't do nothing.
Sedentary job, sedentary life, having a sedentary job, getting up and sitting down again.
Yeah, you sit at a desk all day, then you get up and you sit on the sofa all day, and then you lay in the bed, and it's like your body is going to hurt.
It's not been activated. It ain't been triggered or nothing. So, and I think I hurt myself with them 23 years. Because when we got together, I didn't have a gut. Like, I had a flat stomach, and I really just sat around and ate, and you plumped me up, and I got thick. And it's like, I wasn't like, doing exercise and stuff like that. I always just thought to myself, like, I'm active. I used to be an athlete in middle school and stuff, and I can get back to it when I can.
In middle school, you was relying on those skills?
Telling you how I felt.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't be. I say in a safe space.
It is a safe space.
Okay,
I didn't know you was taking it back.
In my face.
I didn't know you would take it back that far, though.
Yeah, it was like I just felt like I could run, I could jog, I could do exercise when I want to.
When you're ready.
Yeah, and it just that long time sitting, and it's like, okay, it's hard. Even when we used to go to the park and run the hills and stuff like that, like those jogs around the track, like that shit used to be like, damn, like you could tell your legs, like I haven't ran. And it's crazy because as you get older, you think to yourself, you need to exercise, because think about it. When have you ran in 20 years?
Yeah.
Like, when have you had to run? You might have just been living life, getting grown, doing older stuff, and not running. And then all of a sudden, you got to run. That's how you pull a fucking Achilles or hamstring or something.
But for you, which is why I'm looking forward to, our plan for February, because I know that it's going to have some benefits. The thing is, and ladies, y'all know, men lose weight so much easier and faster than women. I think for you, one, you only have a gut. You don't have fat arms. You don't have back fat. You don't have big legs. I think it's your nutrition that gives you a gut. The sugar primarily, this little bit of snacking and stuff. I think once you cut those things out, you're going to see the change that because again, you do have a physically active job, but you've never been fat. You've just always had a gut. Well, not always, but I mean, like you said, over the last 23 years, you just had a gut. But I think that
I feel like I got it on purpose.
I feel like, what I think it is, because
it was being content. Like, that's what it was. I feel like it was just like I love my girl at the time. Like I'm just content, and I'm chilling, like I'm staying low, out of trouble.
But I think because you weren't fat, it wasn't. Now, if you was like,
because remember, we used to eat steaks every week. Like, well, I did.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be at a restaurant eating a fucking different steak every week. Like, them trips to Florida and eating at them, like, all that eating. Yeah. We couldn't stop going to Capitol Grill and shit like that.
Yeah, but you think about this, too. Like, when we started wearing Apple Watches and stuff and counting our steps, you would do 12,000 steps a day just at work.
True.
So you were so active. I think that's why you took it for granted. And you smoke. So, the munchies, you're always snacking and stuff. So I think you took it for granted because you weren't really fat. You've never been fat. You just had a gut. Now, you've been bigger than you are now. Like, with the picture that we have, the big canvas picture that we took in the park, you can see, you was a thickums. You can see it in your face. Yeah, but you remember, we used to drink Pepsi. You used to eat way more. We used to eat way more candy. you cut that candy out, you lost like 45, 50 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it definitely will come off.
Yeah, I hope so. But again, that's my worry is that the fact that you just get older, your metabolism slows down. It makes me think, should a man be going to the doctor under a doctor's orders to get like testosterone replacement and stuff like that? Because, you know, men get older, their libido shrinks. They don't have the strength that they should have. Like your muscles atrophy, and that's normal aging. But what's the right medical contrast to that?
I think nutrition, to be honest, because like you said, your metabolism slows down. You can work out all you want,
but let's just say you
can't work out as much just because of age. So you have to counterbalance that. That's why old people don't eat a lot.
A 49-year-old man has a testosterone level of 100, and let's say I'm getting to 48 and my testosterone level is 65. And it's like you eating good and all this, but your testosterone is really low. Should that be some replacement, some medication to, you know, some hormone to get your testosterone up to where a normal level of a 49-year-old man? Because sometimes you can have a lower level than what you're supposed to, and diet doesn't necessarily always fix that.
Right, but there may be other non-pharmaceutical.
And I'm not talking about steroids or no shit like that.
No, I know what you mean, but still, when you talk about artificial hormones and stuff like that, it's just that world. You know, that pharmaceutical world is scary for me. Like I'm not.
Me
a
too.
proponent.
It ain't like I know. I'm just
because it's like
question.
Right, because no, just like with women who deal with menopause, like it may get to a point where you have to
take some estrogen because your estrogen is low.
Even women who go through fertility treatment, and you know that was part of our life at one point to a certain extent. But I was just watching something where someone was taking medication, and they said that the medication pushed them into menopause. Now, it was temporary because it was just caused by the medication, but it's like you take these hormones for one purpose, but it has this other effect to it, and you don't know if that effect is, you don't know if the means will justify, you know, if the end will justify the means. Like, do I want to deal with this just to fix this, or can I deal with this and not worry about it affecting anything else?
Right, right. I think we're aging gracefully. I think that God is on our side, and we thankful for it all. We know He's responsible for all the living and breathing and ableness that we are able to do, and I think it's working out for us. I mean, we've been together a long time. We've seen each other young, midlife, and now like on the backside of 40. And I'm not on the backside
yet.
You in the 40s.
But I'm not on the backside yet.
You're in the 40s. You're closer to 45.
I'm at the front.
You are to 40.
But I'm not closer to 50.
You're closer to 45 than you are to 40.
Okay, well, once I get over 45, God willing, then I'm on the backside.
Okay. Well, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But in our 40s, and, you know, she still look good. Yeah, you still look good. You can't drop it like it's hot like you used to.
I can. Oh,
like you used to.
Maybe not like I used to. But it still gets dropped.
Like pop. We both like pop an ACL or something like that.
It still gets dropped and it's still hot.
Yes, it's still hot. Question, and moving on to another topic. Somebody in the entertainment world was Snoop was offered $100 million OnlyFans deal. Could I have sex on OnlyFans for $100 million?
No.
Seriously?
No.
Like you wouldn't let me be for $100 million? No,
I'm not sharing. I'm not violating our.
I wouldn't with you neither, and I was like hoping you was gonna say no, but because $100 million is a lot of money, but it would be like, damn, what do he have to do, or what does she have to do?
And that's the so was he offered that to have? Because people do all kinds of stuff on OnlyFans. Was it he offered that to have sex or just for OnlyFans? People have feet pics.
It was a sexual OnlyFans.
Okay.
So I don't know. I guess from just whipping it out to putting it in something. So all of the above. Yeah. I guess there would be nights where you just dancing, whipping it out, and it ain't no girl. But there would be nights where I got to put it in another girl.
Yeah, not my husband. $100 million. We first of all, don't get me wrong. $100 million would be great. We don't have $100 million now, and we're doing well. So I don't need to sacrifice the sanctity of our relationship for $100 million. Because you know how many problems that would bring?
A lot.
Yeah, like, and I was gonna say that I know you wouldn't even halfway consider that.
Nope.
They couldn't offer you $1 billion for me to, even if they said, okay, just one time, one video. Like,
men's ego are too fucking fragile, and that shows you how fragile my ego is. $1 billion, nah, you cannot have my wife.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
3 grams. Snoop's daughter had a stroke, and she's 24 years old. Isn't that sad?
I saw that.
They said it was a severe stroke. Again, there's a few stories about it, but all of them the same, so not too much information. But she has lupus.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that that kind of severity of an illness can come with lupus.
Well, I think
a stroke.
I think with lupus, I don't know if necessarily
I'm not. This is probably a dumb question. Is that like a blood disease?
Lupus is an autoimmune disorder. So I think what happens, no, it's not necessarily a blood disease. It affects. You can have 10 people with lupus, and it may affect them all differently.
Okay.
Like, so it affects people differently. But one of the things that it does is you become very susceptible to things because of your immune system being compromised. Stress.
So it's almost like what does what AIDS does. Like
no, because it's not a virus.
But it breaks your immune system down. Is what I was about to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it weakens your immune system. I want to say where things can affect you differently. Where like one person might. Stress is a huge factor in people with lupus because if let's say your symptom is hair loss, you know, you could be doing great and not have any issues. You stress about something, then that could manifest itself. Right, it could flare up, and now you losing all your hair. Some people, the first person I ever heard about that had lupus, I'll never forget. She went on a vacation. She went on a cruise, and she could barely get out of bed. Her leg pain, she said, was just so extreme. Like she didn't know what was wrong. When she got home, went to the doctor, they did a whole bunch of tests, blah blah blah, and this was 20 years ago, and she still is dealing with it. Like she goes through all kind of medical treatments and stuff because it affects her digestive system. I think it affects her liver or her kidneys. So I mean, it affects.
You gotta get dialysis on if you have lupus.
I don't think you had no. I don't. You don't have to get dialysis. No. So to answer your question, but there are different medicines that people take, but it depends on how it impacts your body. Yeah, but that's, for her to be so young.
24 years old, that shit like just hit me like, damn, man, a stroke. Like you can lose your quality of life with a stroke.
Absolutely.
Like the way you walk, talk, all that stuff. Like Kev Hart, his dude had a stroke. He had 2 strokes, and he got his arm like is dead, and he can't. And you can tell in the way he speaks. And it's just like strokes is.
But and I wonder what classifies a stroke as being a severe stroke. The only reason why
I read about this in over 5 minutes, not giving the stroke medicine, it qualifies a severe stroke.
Okay, because the fact that she posted it on, I think to myself, you probably will be incapacitated.
There's stroke medication that is given to you when the ambulance shows up and they know you have a stroke. If that's not ingested into you within 5 minutes of you having a stroke, there could be severe damage.
Right, that I know. It's they call it
irreversible damage.
They call it a clot buster.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's irreversible damage where you could lose your speech, you can lose one side of your body, and this shit never comes back because it was over the time limit that clot wasn't busted.
Wow. So yeah, I hope she does. I hope that she heals, recovers, but then also has some life changes that avoids that from happening again.
I know, and to be 24 years old, you got your whole life ahead of you, and you don't want to be worried about this.
Yeah.
New item on the market, snortable caffeine. It's called Wanna Bump. It's in a little bottle. It's made from a energy drink a company. It was marketed last year. It comes in a little vial like cocaine used to, and it comes with a fake money rolled up like a dollar bill fake, but it's rolled up to ingest it, and it's powder caffeine, and it's called Wanna Bump.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. That's disgusting. And you
People
know what?
are gonna be snorting coke, and we're gonna be thinking they just snorted a line, and they be like, "Nah, it's just some caffeine."
You know what it reminds me of? Like when people, I always see people say like, "Who let us do this as kids?" When they used to have the candy cigarettes
That used to blow powder a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, nobody thought anything about it at that age, but it's like,
I mean, you can
kids,
put that in with cigarettes, cap guns, like all that kind of shit is like grown people shit you shouldn't be doing as a kid.
Right, you shouldn't be doing. So now adults, you want to mimic snorting coke? I'm cool off that. Like, no, that's first
of all, in a club doing a fucking bump of caffeine and somebody think you like snorting coke.
What's wrong with
and
coffee?
Doctors think you can OD on this shit because you know it's like readily available, just like an energy drink is. So you can go buy 5 of them, and if you snort too much caffeine, you're gonna fucking die.
It makes me sad to think about some of the things that are part of this world and what people. You think like, what company? Who are the employees in the marketing machine behind this?
It's great marketing
to get to the. But who? Like,
I don't know
what
who,
kind of
but it's great
y'all?
marketing because there's an audience of coke users or people who like amphetamines and like to be up, who will go after this shit. Just like all them people who drink energy drinks. I know people that drink 5 and 6 Red Bulls a day. And like,
yeah, but you're drinking a drink. It may not be healthy for you. You're drinking a drink, but to emulate snorting coke, it's like, who wants to play like that? Come on.
But you can have 1 line of caffeine or 6 Red Bulls.
How about get some sleep and a cup of coffee?
That's true. I mean, I'm on her side. I wouldn't be on it either. Last gram, Taraji P. Henson came out talking about how she's underpaid. Now, hear me out here. This isn't nothing against women. This isn't. I'm not concerned about the pay inequity in Hollywood. I mean, it's really not my concern, but I know it's a thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna acknowledge that first. But when she says that online to like us, to the people, like who really cares? Do people care about millionaires saying that they need more millions? Like Taraji P. Henson lives in a $6 million house and lives a lifestyle that we don't. And I understand, I acknowledge that there's a pay gap between you and a Julia Roberts, between you and a Julianne Moore. But there's more behind that than just you being black.
Yeah.
It's not like just because you're black, this is why you get paid less. Like there's money, there's box office, there's the movies, there's all that kind of shit. But when she says, like, because if you want to make the change, go to your management and tell them to go to the people that has the money to ask for a raise. When you tell us that you're just a millionaire asking for more millions, do we really care? And what do you want from us?
I don't think she was necessarily telling us. She was responding to in an interview, which I don't think she cares that we know. I think she cares about the message getting out there because of, like you said, yeah, it's bigger than just a black and white thing, but it is a black and white thing. Mm. Like, we can't ignore the fact that it is that. So yeah, I don't.
But it's not just that, though. Is what I'm saying.
I agree.
A lot of people get stuck on that. It's not just that. It's the movies that you're in, what those movies gross, how many theaters that they can put those movies in, and what you sell as that actress.
No, I agree, but again, we can't. It's not just that, but we can't overlook the fact that that is part of it. If this was a white actress, if this was 2 white actresses who were having this conversation, then we could talk about all of the factors, but it's, we already know black women don't even have the same opportunities as white women in Hollywood.
So that's another thing that's around it. Is all I'm saying is there's other things around it. It's not that Taraji P. Henson is black and this is why you're underpaid and this is why you don't have the money that Julianne Moore has. No, it's because of the movies that you're in, there's a budget on that movie of $10 million.
Because you don't have the opportunity to be in a movie like A Pretty Woman, like Aaron Brockovich.
Well, I don't know if, you can say you don't have the opportunity, but you have to gross that. You have to make a movie that grosses that amount of money where the studio says, okay, she brings in $100 million movies.
But I think,
but if you're at a level where it's like, okay, you bring in $40 million movies, that's okay. That's great, because I don't bring in zero for movies, but okay, this is the budget that you're working with, so you can't expect to make $40 million a salary when your movie only is a budget of $40 million.
But I think
The Rock makes $200 million movies, so he makes $20 million a movie.
I think it's a systemic issue, and that's why she's bringing it to the forefront. Because yes, it's probably nothing is probably going to change as it relates to her, but it is something that needs to change where she doesn't bring in those box office hits. Because if we peel back the onion to the actresses before her and the actors before her, Black women were never they just weren't given the same opportunity. Movies weren't even geared towards to be relatable for Black people. So the box office and stuff like that, yeah, they didn't make the money because they don't even release all the movies in our neighborhoods. It's a lot to just her being a millionaire and not getting paid. And again, to your point, I don't think she cares about
because there's an Angela Bassett, there's a Viola Davis who has Oscars, who has 10 Emmys and all this shit, and they might say, I heard Viola Davis, she said the same thing. I'm underpaid, and
like she always said, you're like the Black Meryl Streep.
Yeah, pay me like her. So I get that, but it's like I get what you're saying. So what you're saying is they should just be giving the opportunity in a $200 million movie, and then see where it goes. So we can put the money behind you for the next movie. So that's your thing, is that systemically you're not giving the opportunity. But I think their counterparts would say we work for the opportunity. I don't think their counterparts would say I was just given this opportunity.
No.
I don't think Julianne Moore and Julia Roberts worked in low budget movies and came up.
Yeah, I don't mean give the opportunity to be in the movie. Give the opportunity to even be in the runnings or be in consideration for the movies. There's so many movies that Black women aren't even in consideration for because people aren't creating roles. People aren't writing scripts that would include a Black woman. So that's what I mean. Not necessarily
And I agree with that. It is a systemic thing. I just didn't think I don't want it to be like that's the only thing.
Yeah,
like Taraji, you're not underpaid just because you're Black.
Yeah, I don't think that at all. I think it's a systemic issue because let's look at this, right? You think about sitcoms, Friends. I think I've read before they were making like
$1 million an episode.
Okay, I thought it was 23. No, it's 23 episodes. I was thinking 23 million. Okay, $1 million an episode.
24 episodes a season. They did 9 seasons.
Let's just look at one season though.
Maybe 10.
So think about like A Living Single, A Girlfriends. And those were huge popular shows. Now they didn't have the machine behind them like a Friends did, but that's where the systemic issue comes into play. The machine behind Friends would have never even considered Friends.
But
stole
there's no
the
crossover
format.
appeal there. So let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about the shows. Friends crossed over to Black people and white people. It was a mainstream show that had it was a big round audience. Girlfriends and Living Single could not have crossed over to white America because they wouldn't have got the content. They wouldn't have got the jokes. They wouldn't have got the nuance. They would have had to change the show so much for them to feed into
But
that.
what I'm saying is, so you think about the network that Friends was on, and then Girlfriends and Living Single had to be on like CW or something.
UPN. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Girlfriends could not be on 6.
Why not?
Because the ratings would be low because half of America is white and they would be like, I don't understand these
Matters
4 girls.
was on Channel 6.
What you mean?
Family Matters.
But that was a family show where you're talking about a family. So a lot of you can see yourself in a family. But when you're talking about 4 girls that's having Black girl issues, Black girl dating issues, Black girl problems, white girls aren't going to relate to that. And you know that.
I'm not saying white girls would relate to that, but I think they are automatically looking at Black women. It's, again, the opportunity. You're not even giving them an opportunity to say, okay, maybe not white women, but maybe people will gravitate towards this, and it can be more beneficial. It can be a bigger ROI on it, but you're not even giving them an opportunity because you're putting them on UPN.
I think the opportunity is there when they test these shows before they air them. They test these shows to audience and different demos to see who grasps to them. And if they test this show, put Girlfriends in Idaho or goddamn Iowa or the Dakotas, and it's like not even 1 million people watching, but it's 10 million people there, then it doesn't do well there.
You have there's the power of Black women, it is greater than we're given credit for. And that's all I'm saying.
What aspect you mean?
And the fact that, again, I think...
No, but what do you say to that? That if the show is tested and it does well...
I don't... But see, that's the thing. I don't believe that... Yes, in Idaho it may not be, but it doesn't mean that it could not have still been a little more successful than it was, and that those actresses could have been paid more. Now, maybe they weren't worth the $1 million an episode that the cast of Friends received, but I'm sure, and I don't know what they were paid on those shows, but I'm sure there's a huge pay disparity where they could have been given more had there been a bigger opportunity for them. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not saying they should have been equal to, like, well, you giving Friends this, you giving Seinfeld this, then you should give them this. But I think the opportunity to even be put into play to let, whether, even if it's just Black women, I don't think there would have been no white women that liked it. I can imagine. I don't think
it would have been no white women who liked it either. I think there would have been some. I just don't think the majority would identify with the content.
But just like the majority of Black people didn't identify with Friends. There are some, but the majority didn't.
No, but a lot of Black people did. A lot of Black people talk about Friends.
I know, but when we talk about majority, though.
Okay, but when you talking about Black girls, their nuances and what they're talking about, you know that's difficult to break through to fucking white girls who don't know what y'all saying, what y'all talking about, what this word means. Like, that kind of shit matters. So when they test these shows, which they do every TV show, you say you don't believe it, but that's the facts.
I'm not saying that they didn't test it. I'm saying that I don't believe that they're 100% honest, because they want to say, oh, well, you know, it didn't really do that well.
Then you're going back into the systemic thing where so you're trying to say that the reason why you're underpaid is because you're Black. And I think that's not the reason. I mean, you're underpaid.
I just don't think that we are worthy of what white actresses in Hollywood. We're not of the same worth.
I would agree. Yeah. I would agree. That's a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 158 coming to a close. It's your boy International Walt.
It's your girl Tasticles with the mostest.
Facebook, Act 2 the podcast. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. Spotify.
Yeah.
Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Apple fucking Podcasts. We on all the platforms.
I was wondering why you said that earlier.
It's your boy International Walt.
It's your girl Tasha, co-host with the most.
If you fuck with us, you fuck with us. If you don't, you should. Peace.